For the first time in a long time, I am truly lost for words, and I'm going to try and be careful what I say here because there's just so many things going through my mind that my words may not flow so easily. I am truly, truly lost for words. I can't believe what I've been seeing over the last few days. I'm not a popular YouTuber. I don't necessarily tell people what they want to hear. I've always said that my channel is about my opinions, it's about human behavior, and I've always believed that integrity was far more important to me than popularity. Um, Even though my channel stats are really quite good for somebody who's not popular at all. 17,000 hours of watch time and almost 500,000 lifetime views my channel has. But that's not what I want to discuss today. But I just want to make it clear that, I know that I'm not a popular YouTuber, and I know that my opinions are not always going to be popular. Um, but I feel honesty is more important. I am truly lost for words of what I've been seeing in Los Angeles over the last few days. But I want to start on a much lighter, brighter note. Much has been made and much has been said about the conversation that Barack Obama and Donald Trump seem to be having at Jimmy Carter's funeral. And what I have to say to that is that Jimmy Carter's uh, goodbye ceremony, and that's what I'm going to call it, was not a place for people to be going back and forth discussing or arguing about their different political beliefs. It was about honoring a president who was admired by many people. Um, so there is a time to be civil, there is a time to have a chat, and there is a time to put differences aside, whether it's political differences or opinions on various topics. So, but Barack Obama knows how to play the game, and I'm sure by now Trump does. So, people were making a big deal out of it, this bromance they were calling it, but it was the time to come together and not be going back and forth with one another. And there is a time and a place for everything. And it was the time to set differences aside at that goodbye ceremony, as far as I'm concerned. The other thing I want to say is that I was very much looking forward to watching Meghan Markle's new show on Netflix, but it's been postponed due to what's happening in Los Angeles, which I want to get onto. This is what I am lost for words about. Um, I also think it's a shame that before her documentary or show had even aired, people were already criticizing her. Her and Harry are out there trying to help people, and she's being criticized for doing nothing wrong, for actually trying to help people. And I think that's very sad. That is just very sad. By the way, I'm also well aware that my opinion on Meghan Markle is not popular either because she's disliked, but I believe that she's disliked for no reason. If you compare what she's done to the things that Andrew has done, Prince Andrew, and the associations that he has had, but he doesn't get anywhere near the bad press or the negative press that she does. And if he does get negative press, he has to do something really extreme. Megan's out there trying to help people, and she's getting criticized for that. And let me just you know, reiterate that Meghan Markle is very wealthy. Her and Harry live in a very large home, in a mansion. They don't need anything from anyone. They're rich. Um, they're not making any money by going out there and talking to people and trying to help people. They're not making any extra money from it. And they don't need the public's approval. With the economy as it is and people struggling as they are, Meghan and Harry really don't need anything from anyone. They're safe, they're comfortable, they're wealthy. They don't live in the Los Angeles area. They're based in California, but they're not based in the Los Angeles area. So they don't need anything from anyone. Um, but over the past few days, oh, let me just get back to this. And, Meghan Markle, as disliked as she is, if you put her on the front cover of a magazine and you put Prince Andrew on the front cover of a magazine, who's going to sell more? Meghan Markle, because she's simply more attractive to look at. And she's, part of a younger generation as well, and probably younger people are probably more likely to buy magazines. Anyway, over the last few days, I've been watching closely what's been happening in Los Angeles. And I'm going to start by saying I don't believe that this started naturally. I've suspected that this didn't start naturally from the very beginning, and it's because of the time of year that it's happened. Most most of the time, these events, these weather events, these events start in the very high summer or when it's very, very hot. Now, I know that California hasn't had any rain for a long time. It, they desperately need rain. They desperately need rain. Rain will do a lot more to solve this problem than anybody going out in helicopters throwing water all over the place. That really isn't helping as much as it should, as far as I'm concerned. They really need heavy, heavy rainfall to put these fires out completely. Um, but I suspected that this didn't start naturally because of the time of year it started. Yes, I know that the land is dry, there hasn't been rain, and I know the winds are very high, and that has spread this fire. However, I just have a suspicion that this didn't start naturally. I just have a suspicion that, there needs to be an investigation, but I think for now people need help. People need shelter, people need food, people need water desperately. Um, some people have lost everything. Not everybody who lost is a famous movie star. They're people who are just ordinary, hardworking, middle class people who have lost everything. And that's that's sad. That's beyond sad. And I'm just watching it, sitting there thinking, my beloved Los Angeles, I'm constantly in an LA state of mind. I want to be in California right now. I dream of living in Beverly Hills. Irvine would be more my speed, probably. But I dream of California all the time. And I'm just watching swaths of it, huge, large areas of California, just of Los Angeles, just disappearing. And it's unimaginable. It's unimaginable to me that this is happening on such a scale. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I'm lost for words. I cannot describe to you how I feel. I never thought this was even possible. So, the show that I was so looking forward to watch, Meghan Markle's Netflix cooking show, lifestyle show, whatever you want to call it, has now been postponed. Some people would say cancelled until another time because of what's going on. Very disappointed. It's been freezing cold in Totteridge, very, very cold. But unfortunately, that hasn't brought the amount of snow that I would have hoped for. And since I posted on my community post that it snowed, we really haven't had much more snow after that, which is very, very disappointing because I love snow. And if it's going to be that cold, for me, it might as well snow. But we didn't get the snow that I wanted. But, what I'm complaining about is so trivial to what's going on in Los Angeles. Anyway, I wish you all well. I hope you're starting the year great. And I'm going to continue to keep an eye on things.